'Tis the season for Kings hockey. Fa la 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 la. It's another episode of Kings this week. Fa la 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 la. It is December, and it's another episode of Kings This Week. Welcome back. My name is Jordan Kiss. The Kings coming off a up and down weekend, or should I say a down then up weekend, with games against the Merritt Centennials and the Cowichan Valley Capitals as they continued on their homestand. And that's how we'll start, as the usual, with their weekend recap. On Friday, the Kings played Game 5 of their 8-game homestand as they came off two pretty good games the weekend prior, despite two losses against two good teams in the Nanaimo Clippers and Penticton Vees. Well, the Sens were coming into this one, coming off a win at home against Salmon Arm in overtime. Well, both these teams came into this game with identical records on the season, but it would be the Sens who were the better team for the majority of this game, and they would get off to the early start, 5-12 in on the power play. Kyle Eisenberg with the long wrist shot, finding its way past a screened Liam Vanderkoy, as that made it 1-0 Merritt. Now, the Kings would quickly answer just about 2 minutes later. No air going over to his Shattuck brethren, Anthony Yu. He would bury home his 9th of the season as we were tied 1-1 after 20. Now, in the second period, the Centennials would take over. They would score 3 goals in that middle frame, all coming in the second half of the period. First off, from Jackson Murray at 10:05 with a deflection in front. Then at 12:57, Carter Schmidt would score his first of the season. Then at 16:18, Diego Johnson off the rush for his 6th, as the Sens outshot the Kings 14-6 in that second period as they entered the third with a 4-1 lead. Now in the third period, though, the Kings would finally wake up as they would look to make the comeback. Would get off to a nice start, 8:27 in. Carter McNarlin going cross-ice to Cam Simons, who would hammer home his 3rd of the season. That made it 4-2 Merritt. Then, with about 90 seconds to go, 6-on-4 power play with the extra attacker out for the Kings. Carter McNarlin going cross-ice for Jack Blanchett to make it 4-3 Merritt, as that would be the 8th goal on the season for Jack. And now the Kings still with the extra attacker out, couldn't capitalize as Davide Patella would score his 6th of the season on the empty netter to seal the deal. It was a very good third period for the Kings, who struggled in the first 40 minutes. They outshot the Centennials 18-4 in that third period, but they did come up short 5-3. The story in this game for the Kings was the power play, just going 1 for 7 on the man advantage, including 4 in the first period. Their first power play of the game was absolutely looked incredible. They had possession in the offensive zone for the entire 2 minutes, but couldn't get one past Johnny Hicks, who made 36 saves for the Sens in this one. Well, the Kings also had a 5-on-3 and an extended 3-minute power play in that first period as well. Couldn't capitalize on those opportunities, which seemed to be one of the reasons why they couldn't come up with a victory here in this one. On Saturday, the Kings will look for a big bounce-back game as they took on the Cowichan Valley Capitals for the first time this season. The Capitals came into this one dropping their last 3 games as they were at the bottom of the table in the BCHL, just 1 point behind the Kings, as even though it's an early season matchup, very important in the standings, as by the end of the night, one of these teams would be in last place in the BCHL. And it was a little bit of deja vu here on Saturday than what we saw on Friday, as the opposition got the scoring started 5 minutes in on a power play. This time it would be Cole Milady for the Capitals. A little controversy here as Milady and Jones drive it to the net, making contact with Metz, and it would go in, it would stand, as the Caps took the 1-0 lead. Now, it was also Teddy Bear toss night here, and about 2 minutes later, Ryder Ringer going over to Turner Richards, wrist one home for his first as a King, as the Teddy Bears fly out onto the ice, and what a moment for him, scoring his first goal against his former team as the Kings tied it 1-1. Now, obviously, there was a long delay to clean up all the Teddy Bears, but that didn't stop the Kings. Immediately after the draw, the Kings would go into the offensive zone. Will Jones with a shot, rebound goes to Anthony Yu, hammers it home for his 10th as he scores in his at 3rd straight games. The Kings took a 2-1 lead into the second period. In the second, though, the Kings wouldn't let up. No air with the long wrist shot here if the Capitals couldn't clear past a screen Lucas Renaud, his second of the season, 3-1 Kings. Then 2 minutes after that, Anthony Yu down the right wing, sharp angle shot, a great shot here between the mask and the glove of Renaud for his 11th of the season, second of the game, as that spelled the end of the night for Renaud, who made 14 saves on 18 shots as McCoy Bidwell came in net for the Capitals, and that gave him a little boost later on in the period on another power play. Cole Milady with the deflection in front as the Capitals, who came to this one with the worst power play in the league at 12%, scoring 2 goals here. Didn't look like the worst in this one, as they trailed 4-2 after 2 periods. Though in the third, the Kings started to take over in this one. 4:23 and Anthony Lucarelli, goal of the year candidate right here, curls around the defender, goes to the backhand, beats McCoy Bidwell. An absolute gorgeous goal for his 6th of the season, as that made it 5-2 Kings. Then a little over a minute later, Noah Eyre going over to Cam Simons, puts it in the open net as he would score his 4th of the season. And again, like Anthony Yu, scoring in his 3rd straight game as he extends his point streak to 8 games, which is currently the 2nd longest active streak in the BCHL. Then at 16:08, the Kings would continue to add the goals to the scoreboard. Ryder Ringer over to Marcus Dashevsky ends his long goalless drought with his 3rd goal of the season, his first goal since Game 3 of the season against Nanaimo, as that made it 7-2 for the Kings. And then they would add one more for insurance. 15 seconds to go. Anthony Yu and Noah Eyre on a 2-on-1. You think Anthony Yu with 2 goals would try to go for the hat trick, but like the good teammate he is, he passed it off to Eyre, who would put home his 2nd of the game. For his 3rd of the season, the Kings would go on to just crush the Capitals here by a score of 8-2. 7 players would end up with multi-point nights in this one for the Kings, led by Anthony Yu and Noah Eyre, who each had 2 goals and an assist. So after a 1-1 weekend, the Kings now have a record of 7-14-1-2 on the season, have jumped up to 7th in the Coastal Conference, as their also record here on this 8-game homestand is now 3-3 through 6 games. As that 8-game homestand wraps up this weekend, it'll also be the final 2 home games of 2022 for the Kings, as they won't be at home until January after this, as they take on the Surrey Eagles for 2 games, Friday and Saturday. Both of them will start at 7 o'clock. The Eagles coming to this one with a record of 18-5 on the season, had a 2-1 weekend with 3 games last weekend. They started off on Friday with a loss at home to the Salmon Arm Silverbacks before going on to beat the Coquitlam Express and the Langley Rivermen on Saturday and Sunday. Now they also do play tonight on the road as they take on the Chilliwack Chiefs. This will be the 2nd meeting of the season between these 2 teams. It was the Eagles getting the better of the Kings back in early November with a handily 7-0 victory, which included 5 goals in the first period for the Eagles, as the Kings would look to exact a little bit of revenge this weekend with, again, 2 more games against the Eagles, who have now won 4 straight against the Kings. So Friday, 7 o'clock. Then on Saturday, the final home game of 2022, final game of this homestand. And don't forget, if you bring a non-perishable food item or a cash for donation to the Powell River Food Bank, you will receive $5 off your tickets, and also we'll have some special guests at that game on Saturday, as Santa and Mrs. Claus will be joining us. So for Friday's game, you can buy your tickets online at tickets.powellriverkings.com, and encourage you, everybody, to come early on Saturday, bring a non-perishable food item, get $5 off your tickets, and hopefully watch the Kings end 2022 on a high note with a W against the Surrey Eagles. It is the holidays, it is the season of giving, and if you're like me, you're scrambling until the last second, buying that perfect Christmas gift for your friends and your family. And maybe you have somebody in your family, or you have a friend that's a big Kings fan. Why not give them the gift of Kings hockey this holiday season? Our merch store is open King Street. You can buy merch at our home games, or come stop by the office during the day to buy your Kings merch. We have game-worn retro jerseys from last year still available, hats, hoodies, t-shirts, much more to buy for the the Kings fan in your family, or why not buy them tickets as well? You could buy single game tickets. You can buy a 5-game flex pass, which gives them access to any 5 home games of their choosing for the remainder of the regular season. Or you can capitalize on this offer on our season tickets for our 11 home games in 2023. That's right. You can buy a season ticket for our 11 home games in 2023 for yourself, for a family member, or for a friend. It is a great offer. Adult passes will start at $165, youth passes at $110, then child passes at $55. Again, this gives you access to all 11 home games in 2023 as the home schedule kicks off January 6th against the Wenatchee Wild, and then on January 7th against the Cowichan Valley Capitals. This offer only runs for a limited time, though, as it ends until January 5th. So stop by the Kings office to buy your merch, buy your Christmas presents, or buy some season tickets. And yeah, that's it for another episode of Kings This Week. As always, thank you very much for joining me. Not much going on with the Christmas break right around the corner. Kings still with 2 more home games remaining in 2022 this weekend, Friday and Saturday, against the Surrey Eagles at 7 o'clock. And again, on Saturday, if you bring a non-perishable food item for donation or make a cash donation to the food bank, you will receive $5 off your tickets. We'll hope to see you there. Also, for a game on Friday, get your tickets ahead of time online at tickets.palriverkings.com. Also, our gift card basket raffle is still going on. 8 days remaining on that. You can stop by the Kings office or come to our games this weekend to buy your raffle tickets. $20 each, as we'll pick a winner on December 15th. A gift card basket to a bunch of local businesses worth over $1,175. Always stay tuned to the Kings social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for some more updates on news and events, as tomorrow the league will officially be announcing the roster for the top prospects games. You can find out who the Kings representative will be. That announcement will come at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, so be sure to keep a close eye on it. So, anyways, hope to see you at the Hap Parker Arena this weekend. My name is Jordan Kiss. Until next time, go Kings, go.